Hey everybody, Spanky the Hero here. We're back with a new car vlog. It's been a while since I posted anything. I mentioned in my last car vlog that was published that I was going to Denver on business, and I've been back for a while now, but unfortunately a bunch of things have come up. The other car vlogs I just scrapped. I kind of want to cover the topics here, get it done and over with. Topic number one, I ran out of videos while I was away at Denver, which became irrelevant because I haven't had the time, and other challenges came up I'll talk about, that nothing else has really been published. When I got home, I did edit a bunch of content. Specifically, I edited a few XCOM episodes and got those ready, so they're going to be going out tomorrow as well. We'll be continuing our XCOM story. Second challenge is, while doing my editing of XCOM, and why I've been kind of distracted, is I'm missing about 2 hours of raw video. Typically when I do my gameplays, I do sessions. Like, I'll do typically an hour session. First time I play a game, I'll do like a big binge session and do what I have to do there, like I did with XCOM. I did more recently a 2 hour session at the end of the episodes coming out. But unfortunately, all I can find is the camera video. I can't find, just like the face camera, I can't find the actual gameplay footage, so I'm a little concerned there. I'd have to track that down. Once I find that, we'll be in a better state. But I'm wondering if something went wrong and it never actually got recorded like I thought it did. So that's a concern. So I'm going to be looking for that, trying to figure out where the hell that went, get us back on track. If not, I'm going to be stuck doing a big time skip. I don't think I have enough saves, because typically I'll save each. I've changed my methods now, but typically at the end of a session I'll just overwrite the same save game, so it's like its own consistent game. I'm hoping that there's an autosave that's further back, or at least as far back as I can get. There should be. I'm pretty sure that XCOM keeps a good series of save games, but I'm not certain. I'm gonna have to look into that if I can't find this video footage. So that's that. Other things going on. Saturday was my youngest daughter's baptism. That went over well. We had some guests. There was some stuff going on. Sunday we were doing the March for Dimes, March for Babies event in Dorney Park down by me, which was really awesome. There was so many people there. We were able to raise some money. We haven't raised too much overall for the March of Dimes. That's all done. I'm exhausted. That was literally yesterday, so I'm a bit tired. I did some confirmations on RimWorld. The latest patch of it came out while I was actually away, I believe, and I got to check it out while I was on the plane. And there's definitely some crazy stuff going on there. Like it was like, I forget what it was. It was like Return of the X or something, Alpha 13. I forget what they called it. But there's relationships now where people can have relationships out of the gates, or develop relationships as they spend time together, which is really cool. Like, people would literally fall in love and get married. I'm like, that's really cool. Now, there's also the concept of when somebody like crashes down, or like a wanderer, or somebody will show up that was an ex, like so-and-so's ex-wife, or their ex-husband, their child, their parent. Like, there's a chance that there's a relationship between the person that was recovered and people in your colony, which is kind of interesting. Bigger interesting piece is, say you have a married couple and one of them gets shot and killed in a raid or something, someone dies. That's a problem. Like, that drops their mood so hardcore, it's bad. Like, it just can screw the whole colony over, which is crazy, especially early off. Another thing that was interesting too is people can just totally not like each other and get into arguments and fist fights, even frickin' fist fights. I had one breakout where they had a fist fight. It was crazy. Ended up getting injured, having to be practically separated, and that was ridiculous. So there's a few other things that were added in, different animals and stuff. So that's kind of cool. That's there at the thing. I haven't really looked to see what mods are out for it. Literally, before I got on the plane, I forgot which it was. I think it was on the ride home. The ride home from Denver. While I was in Denver, I downloaded it, and then on one of the flights home, I was playing it. So I didn't check out mods or anything like that yet. So that's going to be on my to-do list. Factorio is something I'm going to be doing. I did record a session of Factorio since I've gotten back. So I'm going to get that posted up soon, and I'm going to basically do an episode of XCOM and an episode of Factorio every other day. We get a third series in there. I may do something like that'll be like the Saturday videos would be like a weekly. I'm trying to find something to be good for a weekly, so we'll be getting to that. Yeah, RimWorld is not quite slated yet. I'm ready to do it. I can start doing it. I haven't recorded anything yet because I'm trying to figure out how the videos are going to come out. I want to get a little bit further into Factorio before I start putting out RimWorld. I don't want to have like two things starting up at the same time, because I'm fine with even if I can get enough content to start releasing 2 videos at a time. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do 2 videos a day. I just don't think that's feasible. The amount of time it takes to actually record it, edit, and all that kind of jazz. It takes a bit of time. So we'll wait and see. We'll see how it plays out. Right now, let's see what else is going on. Patreon page is live. It still needs to be ironed out. I haven't really been able to put the time in there yet. Next weekend is my oldest daughter's first communion. So once again, this week I'm swamped with stuff going on. I'm trying to get prepared for that. We're gonna have a shitload of people at the house, so I gotta get that ready. Hopefully that can get sorted. We'll get most of that sorted out soon. At night, though, I still have some time to do some editing and such. So I'll be continuing the editing sessions I have going. Agrarian Skies is something I wanted to talk about too. It's kind of like the last big point, and that was I've recorded a ton of it, and it was all basically without Donna. So that was kind of defeated the purpose. It was just me playing it by myself, and it was all right. I mean, I've gone quite a bit of the ways through it, but I think it could be a lot better if I at least had somebody else to join me with it. I know Donna hasn't really played much Agrarian Skies. We played the original one a little bit. We were already started at that point when she got involved. And I think a lot of the fun is just like, well, I guess I wouldn't use the word fun. A lot of the concept of it is the getting started, starting on the sky block and how desperate you are for the basic resources. Whereas now in that game, where I'm at the point where it's just like everything's automated. It's just a matter of what things in the book do I want to check off at this point. So that kind of, or what new systems, new automation systems I want to build, which is still fun for me, but not so much fun for her, but she doesn't quite know where everything is. I know where my sifting goes on, and you know, all that jazz. So that's on standby for now. We'll see what we can do there. I'm going to kind of step back a second and make this the exception, but when I mentioned the weekly stuff, there was one thing I had the idea for, and it makes the most sense because I've said it before, and that's the car vlog. Maybe on Saturdays have my car vlog come out. That'd be like the Saturday video. Or even that could be the Sunday video. I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming out now between Factorio and XCOM, depending on where we're at with XCOM. I'm really hoping that I can get that recovered, but Factorio is going to be taking up every other day, as well as XCOM, and then maybe using Saturday for one of those videos and Sunday for the car vlog. I'd like to have like a video a day, like flat out of 1 video per day kind of thing. I think that's a better goal than trying to squeeze in 2 a day. So we'll play that out. I'm hoping that works out. I mean, we'll see. I don't want to rush anything just yet. But that was one of the thoughts I just had. Now I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do on Saturday, or I should just continue releases on Saturday and worry about Sunday being a weekly thing. I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it at this point. I'm back now. I'm going to try to get things back on track with the channel. Like I've said before, this isn't really my day job. I actually have a day job. Doing the videos is for fun, so I don't want to put more emphasis on it than I really have the time to afford. Also, that being said, the month of April is just so screwed up for me right now. I'm so busy all month. The only thing I can really see coming in the radar is that's worth mentioning. It's not really quite hashed out yet. There's kind of 2 things. One is a new brew rig. A lot of the equipment I had is just shared between me and a buddy that we use. And with him getting a new house, I'm gonna have to give him back his equipment soon. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want it back and keep it at his place. Most of it's his. I mean, initially we bought a whole bunch of stuff together, And then I got out of the brewing business for a while and gave him all my stuff. So essentially it's still ours together, like total investment, but as stuff that we bought together wore out, he bought stuff on his own, and you know, there's only a few pieces of equipment left right now today that are from our original shared. So in essence, most of it is his. Really want to look at it, like any of the stuff, for amazingly, any of the stuff that I bought was a little more disposable. Don't know why, but that's what it is. The second thing, well, on top of that is I'm basically designing a new brew rig. It's literally going to be like an indoor 2.5 gallon brew system, so I can do some small batches on my own, essentially on my kitchen stove. So that's coming up the pipeline. I've almost got the designs complete. There's a few things I want to figure out as far as building a cart or purchasing a cart. If I can find a cart with the right dimensions and pretty much the proportional sense that I need it, I'm just going to buy a pre-built cart at that point. But right now, I think I'm a little too custom that I might have to build my own. We'll see. Second thing that I was going to mention, I forgot. Why did I forget? Oh, yes, I know. The second thing that I wanted to mention was Warhammer related. So I've talked about Warhammer before. Big fan of, I'm a big fan of Warhammer 40K. The Warhammer fantasy stuff I enjoyed, but wasn't my favorite thing in the world. So anyway, back to Warhammer 40K. Myself and some friends were looking to try to build pretty much a narrative campaign. I don't have a lot of information on it right now, or it's going to be a while till we get something ironed out. Essentially, it's going to be a narrative campaign with character progression. It's going to be it's going to have like a lot of touches from like Path to Glory, if you've ever seen that. So we'll be touching on, it's basically a custom version of Path to Glory with its own narrative that we're going to build. So that's coming eventually, sometime in the summer. I'd imagine we'd be doing that. What I'd imagine, well, I don't know. It's probably going to take me like once I have free time, so once May comes around, and I can actually start ironing out some of the details and the rules. Like, we have a good baseline of how we want it to work. It's now a matter of balancing and refactoring, because we're kind of redoing the whole game. So there's a lot to it. It's going to stay with the core rules of 40K, so a few core concepts of Path to Glory, a few things that we've come up with and found elsewhere. And we're going to try to build this progression campaign. It'll be cool, I think. It'll be fun, regardless. I don't know if it'll be cool. Let's be serious here. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have a shitload of fun playing it. And a couple of us already, like there's 3 of us right now that are trying to figure this out. I'm doing pretty much most of the role lookups, and the rest of the group is gathering information and seeing what kind of people we can get involved. So we're looking for that potentially late summer, or potentially late spring, or in the summertime. But yeah, that's all I have for today. We'll be getting back on track, I promise. I have to spend more time on this. I can almost guarantee that once May comes around, I'll have a lot more spare time for getting things sorted. But until then, I gotta kind of keep up on it as best I can, other priorities and such. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.